What if I were to tell you that the website Twitch has a protected class of people that TOS does not apply to? I know, shocking, right? Well, it turns out that this protected class comprised mainly of their top streamers who are, as we found out last year in a data dump, on a do not ban for any reason list, as well as the purveyors of the spicier content on the website, namely the hot tub streamers, e-thoughts, the digital girlfriends, as you will. Now, it was brought to light by several of these content creators last year, namely Alinity, who had her own incidents on the website with wardrobe malfunctions, and I believe she was also the one that gave her cats vodka, or maybe that was Pokemon, I can't remember. Long story short, she voiced her opinion on the matter.
The punishment on Twitch for sexual behavior is too little to deter streamers from pushing the line between their content and sexual behavior. As someone that had an accidental violation for sexual content, I can tell you that the amount of advertising you get from said suspension highly outweighs the lack of income from a 3-day ban. It's just a nice vacation. Free promo during your break, and even more promo for when you are back. Listen, I'm not saying whether I'm in favor or against that content being on the site. What I am saying is that they need to decide whether or not they want the content on Twitch, and be firm against it. 3 DMCAs is a permaban, but 3 sexual violations isn't? Makes no sense.
So after this, it would seem that she foretold the direction the website was going. Lo and behold, in 2021, hot tub streams became a very large part of the Twitch revenue, as well as promoted streams that were on the front page of Twitch pretty much any time you'd go and browse the website. Now we have a relatively unknown Twitch streamer who had a whopping 230 followers as of last week, who, let's just say, she had a little bit too much to drink and got into a compromising situation with her boyfriend while she was streaming. This is one of those fortunate accidents, and somebody managed to record it before her channel got banned for a week. Now, only a week, you might ask? That's correct. If I were in the same situation with my wife and the roles were reversed, there is not a chance that I, as a man, would have any chance of coming back on the platform. Those of us who have put in the hours on Twitch, put in the hard work and the time and effort to create a channel and try to make something of ourselves on there, well, we never got any promotion from Twitch. All I ever got was a 1-week suspension for a bogus copyright strike. However, people that engage in this kind of behavior inevitably draw negative and, let's say, positive attention to Twitch, because let's face it, people have short memories. All of a sudden, there's a new face that's in the middle of a controversy, and that turns into revenue for Amazon eventually. Yes, there is some negative press that comes with it, but negative attention is still attention. So this relatively unknown streamer has managed to gain over 2,000 followers in just a short week's time, after being relatively unknown prior to the incident. This doesn't shock me that Twitch would allow her to come back after only a week's ban. They have, like I said, a protected class of people, i.e. Amaranth, Pokimane, XQC, and so on and so on. Primarily women, but there are definitely men that are on that list of do not ban for any reason. The top earners on Twitch. Let's be real. The top earners are 97 out of 100 male. Only 3 of them are female. However, Twitch sees the potential for the spicy content, and all they have to do is pretend that they care, give out meaningless suspensions, which is basically a paid weekend off for their top earners, and these women come right back with a bigger following and a bigger audience after every suspension that they get. Meanwhile, people like Gideon, who poked fun at Pokimane, you know, the protected top female streamer on the platform, well, all he did was take a raid to her channel, post some L's in the chat, and that was deemed excessive hate speech or some nonsense. Something along the lines of hate speech or harassment. Well, that resulted in him getting a 2-week suspension, which eventually turned into a lifetime ban, believe it or not. He's appealed, he made up with Pokimane, yada yada yada, but it wasn't enough for the Amazon overlords. He is now persona non grata. Along these lines, we have Dr. Disrespect, who we all remember was banned mysteriously with no explanation. As of yet, we have no reason whatsoever for the ban. And of course, with his non-disclosure agreement, we'll never know. We've seen male streamers banned permanently for things they say off the platform. We've seen them banned for faking being paralyzed and in a wheelchair, which, yes, shady. But, you know, in what way does that violate any more or less TOS than what this particular streamer did this last week? The double standard with the Twitch TOS is shockingly bad. And it seems that they don't even make any pretense to hide it. There are things that you can do that, to the average person, don't seem that bad, despite being TOS violations. But these women and these adult performers, as you will, that skirt the line of what is and is not acceptable, they take their lumps, they make lemonade out of lemons, and here you have it. They get famous overnight for the most asinine reasons. I mean, hopefully her parents are proud of her. I can't imagine having to think about the fact that my daughter got internet famous for basically having a Kardashian moment on a family-friendly, in quote, gaming website. And this is the problem. This is why gatekeeping is so necessary. I mean, I wasn't around watching live streams at Twitch's conception. I was too busy dealing with working, being married, having kids, that sort of thing. So I came to this live streaming game really late. Being now in my mid-30s, this is not something that I knew much about before a few years ago. That being said, I am old enough to spot hypocrisy when I see it. And while I do understand that this makes Amazon a ton of money, this is the same reason why so many people need to start taking YouTube gaming more seriously, including at the top of the list, YouTube. YouTube themselves have spent hundreds of millions in acquiring talent like Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tapman, etc., and bringing them to YouTube to try to validate and you know, solidify their gaming creator space, and yet they give them YouTube with its shitty interface. And let's be real for a second. The reason Twitch still exists, yes, they have the e-thoughts, they have the simping going on, but like I said earlier, 97 of the top 100 creators last year for earners on Twitch were male. There's a space for it. There's a space for gaming. There's a space for all this. But you have to give the audience a better app. You have to give them the better features that Twitch has. It's not just the simping and the hot tubs on Twitch that keeps people coming back. There is something about going to Twitch to watch live streams that is just far more convenient than trying to navigate YouTube's app or website to view a live stream. Now, does this mean that YouTube needs to separate and make a YouTube live streaming app versus one for their long-form content? I don't know. Now, I'm also not ignorant to the fact that YouTube doesn't evenly enforce their rules either. They do seem to have a better handle on certain types of content, I would say, than Twitch does, but, you know, there are always exceptions to the rule. That being said, I will still live stream on Twitch, because right now, I barely live stream anymore as it is. Life, work, health, kids, everything takes my time. But what I would ask is, if you are on Twitch and you do follow me on there, please don't feel the need to pay for a subscription. You know, just hanging out's great. Don't give Amazon any more of your money. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, those are great because you know what? You've already paid for it, so throw one of those my way. But I would encourage people, if you have a content creator that you love and they do live streams on Twitch, support them on alt tech, support them on something like Subscribestar or Patreon, some other way of giving them the money and boycotting the subscribing feature on Twitch. You know, go a roundabout way to get them that support without giving Amazon the money through Twitch. Maybe that'll make some small impact. Maybe YouTube will figure it out and get their head out of their ass at some point and get on this, because they can capitalize if they actually wanted to right now. With that, I'm going to wrap this up. Share your thoughts down below. Hopefully you liked the video. Please subscribe if you do, and I'll talk to you guys later.